Hey, what's going on YouTube? LMC here. Wanted to give you guys an update. I want to keep these videos coming out at least once a week, at least an update on my portfolio, what I've been doing in the crypto space. You can see my portfolio here. I'm currently this morning sitting at 3,500. That's actually a $3,900 investment. Last week I got another $900 and I put it into the market, got some good prices on Ethereum and Bitcoin. Those are basically your two most, your highest amount of market volume coin there is. All the exchanges trade in that. Um, so I am down. I'm still down. Um, you know, I guess 10% ish now. Not too bad. Before I was at like 2,700, and that was a $3,000 investment. So the way the market's done, I'm actually pretty happy with that. The best time to buy low, sell high. So the best time you possibly could have bought, possibly for the whole rest of this year, would have been about 3 days ago when the market was, okay, there's one day. Right about here, Bitcoin got all the way down to under 9,600, but now still not a bad time to buy. It's still lower than it was before. So as I said in the last video, this it wouldn't be your worst time to get in unless it just keeps going down. You never know. But there's my portfolio on the right hand side. I did some different trades there. I got Ethereum, got quite a bit of that. I'm sitting on it right now. Streamer coin, this Ethereum, I'm going to invest into all coins as things look like good deals. This has done pretty well for me the last couple days. Just a little bit of Bitcoin. I got APPC last night that made me 33%. Um, just my APPC, I haven't made any money on that, honestly. I got in at about 320 on a whim, and I also bought this coin at $2.30. Right now it's trading at $1.98, so it's lower than when I got into it. But it did good. If I would have got into it last night, and I've been thinking about putting more money into it the last 2 or 3 days, then I would have made 33% on whatever I invested last night. So it had a good bump yesterday. So the market's not totally flat across the board. Things have leveled out considerably. The market's a little bit more boring right now. I also got into some deep brain chain. Um, it was a really popular coin. I think it's at a very good price right now. Hopefully it'll jump up there. It took a real big hit during the market, which is why I got into it. Still sitting on my ARC. That's doing just fine. It's almost fully rebounded. Livecoin, Lisk. Got IOTA, Cardano, ADA. Those are still down a little bit because of the market turn. I got into this ARN coin. This is kind of an interesting one. I'm not going to talk about it right now. We'll have another video to talk about altcoins. Tron was doing horrible. It got all the way down to 4 cents during the market turn. Everybody was jumping ship. I'm like, man, that is so low. It can't go any lower. I should get in. And I was just thinking that and thinking that at 5 cents and 4 cents. Never did it. Never pulled the trigger. And it jumped up 100% from its low already. So now it's sitting at about 8 cents. So that would have been nice to get into that. But you never know. You don't know how to do these things. It could have just kept going from 4 cents all the way down to 0 cents. Bad things could have happened. Um, so you got to kind of, got to look for those good deals when to get your money in. Binance coin, so that's what I'm trading to pay my fees. It was actually, like I talked about, one of my best investments. So coin market cap, a lot of things going on. Not going to talk about those too much. What I wanted to talk about are those who are still on the fence about this and wanna get started but just haven't put the effort into it yet. Take a look at this website right here. Read the entire thing. It gives you some basically explains step by step, just like I did in my first video, what it is, what you're doing when you're getting your money into the market, what each step is, and how to do each step a certain way. Now, you don't want to necessarily follow this. I think this talks about Coinbase, but it explains everything from the start to the end. I think this uses like a $30 example here. So it's basically saying we're going to buy $10 of Bitcoin, $10 of Ethereum, and $10 on altcoins from start to finish. So it's a really good read. They put some effort into this. and I don't think they're promoting any specific thing. They're talking about some exchanges, Coinbase, CoinMama. You don't necessarily need to use those exchanges. They're just using those as examples. They got some good videos linked to it on step by step, explains cryptocurrency as well. So take a look at this. It's www.3-hour-crypto.github.io. It helped me when I was first getting started on this, so that might tickle you to want to get a little bit of money in and just start playing and learning with this, because it is fun. Even if, just make sure you don't invest more than you're willing to lose. If you're, if you want to throw $100 in, if that's an amount that you're not worried about losing. I know a lot of Summoners War players throw $100 at an outfit for their characters. So might not be that much money for you. Maybe it is. If it is, just throw $30. Don't do anything. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. But one other website I wanted to show you guys. This is bitcoinfees.earn.com. This was helpful for me for understanding how Bitcoin works. I'm no expert on this by any means, but you can come up here. They talk about, these are the amount of Satoshis, the smallest amount of a Bitcoin that there is. And you can look at the amount of Satoshis. If you're doing a Bitcoin transfer from one wallet to another, you can choose for most applications the amount of fee that you are willing to pay. The way that the transfers are initiated, the order of operations between the people managing the ledgers is they take the people who are willing to pay the most amount of Satoshis first. First in, it's not first in, first out, it's an auction system. So if you're willing to pay more, your transfer will be handled on the ledgers faster. And those fees are split between the people who manage the ledgers, the miners, the ones who have copies of everybody's Bitcoin, and that's what makes it decentralized. So they're getting paid these fees. So what I did is I came over here to the fees by BTC, that's per Bitcoin, per byte. So these bytes, basically one Bitcoin transfer is something like 250 bytes. So you have to times this amount by 250 to do a full Bitcoin transfer. It doesn't matter the amount of Bitcoin you're transferring. They each take up the same amount of bytes transferred between wallets, basically. So you would times 250 by this amount of Bitcoin, and that would be the fee that you are willing to pay. So you have to figure that out yourself and enter that amount of fee for your Bitcoin transfer. But you can see right here on the right hand side, this is the amount of time based on the current workload of Bitcoin in the ledgers at the time that you would be expected to wait based on the fee that you pick. So you can come down here and say, okay, I'm willing to wait anywhere between 0 and 240 minutes and pay this fee, which this fee right here would probably be like $1 or $2. It wouldn't be that much, but if you start coming down here and you go, okay, I want my transfer, my Bitcoin transfer to happen in less than 60 minutes. I don't want to wait more than an hour from when I transfer it from this wallet to this wallet on another exchange, for example. Then you would say, okay, at this current time, I should pay this amount of Bitcoin per byte, times that by 250, and you can get, so if you did that, let's do it real quick. Well, I don't have the website open, but you can come over here to Google. You can go www.google.com. And this is going to be a very generic translation. It's not going to be for any exact market, but you can do BTC to USD. And Google actually has a real nice calculator here. So let's do this. Let's say we want to do a Bitcoin transfer. We want it to take less than 60 minutes. And I'm going to take this amount right here, paste it into the amount of Bitcoin. So that's 3 cents, 3 US dollars basically. 3 times 250, $2.50 or 250. So it'll be about $8 to do a Bitcoin transfer that takes less than 60 minutes to go from wallet to wallet. It might take 5 minutes. It might take closer to that 60 minutes. This is they do them in groups. Nothing you really need to know about, but you'll see it once you do a few transfers and you look at like the blockchain that's actually doing your transfer and the confirmations. They do them in groups of transfers, so you might get in on the next boat. You might be the last person to ride up on that ferry, and then it takes off, or you might be the first one to get on that ferry, and then you have to wait for everybody else to get on that transfer before that boat takes off and starts doing the exchange stuff. So it's really not that complex, but this website can save you some money and ensure that you get your transfers in the time that you're willing to pay for them. If you're willing to pay only a few bucks, you might be looking at 780 minutes before you actually receive that transfer from one wallet to another. And that can be a little bit scary, especially when you first start out. But paying these kind of fees for Bitcoin, it makes low volumes much less profitable. So the fees cut in a lot more the less volume you trade. For somebody who's sending $50,000 worth of Bitcoin between wallets, this $8 or $10 or whatever, it's very minimal. But if you're only transferring $25 of Bitcoin, you're losing a huge chunk of profits unless you choose selling a low fee that you're willing to pay. And then you're waiting longer time. So this is the downfall of Bitcoin currently in its current state. It's gotten so big that the market's congested and it's an auction system for the ledgers. It entices ledgers, people who want to run the mining programs to maintain the ledgers, to earn more fees. So the whole system makes more sense. It's faster from that perspective, but still the protocol's slow enough and you're paying higher fees at this point in Bitcoin's time. That's why these altcoins are picking up so much there, especially Ethereum. Ethereum's usually way faster and way less fees. So that's the number two coin here. And there's tons of coins based off the Ethereum blockchain, which is the same technology, same speed, but it's actually much faster because the volume's much lower on these altcoins. And they have a lot of different features as well. They're based on different white papers. They have a few little things. Usually each coin has a few different nuances here and there. So anyways, I don't want to talk too much more, but I wanted to get at least a video out. It's early morning here, and that is an update on my portfolio. Hopefully it keeps growing. Actually, I don't really care what the market does. If the market has another little downfall, then that'll be my time to get a little bit more money in. Buy low, sell high, and get in on some of these altcoins before they rocket up and take off 30%. That's the whole goal here. So I will talk to you guys later. LMC signing.